The 2011 United States of America 1-cent coin is a modern Lincoln cent struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark on the obverse, and when described as untilled it is generally understood to mean uncirculated, a coin that has never been used in everyday commerce and therefore retains its original mint luster, sharp details, and clean surfaces with minimal contact marks. This coin belongs to the Lincoln Shield cent series, which began in 2010 and replaced the Lincoln Memorial reverse that had been used since 1959. The reverse design features a Union shield symbolizing Lincoln's role in preserving the United States as a single nation, with the inscription United States of America across the top, E pluribus unum across a banner at the center of the shield, Latin 4 out of many, 1, emphasizing national unity, and 1 cent boldly inscribed at the bottom. The obverse of the coin carries Victor David Brenner's iconic right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making it the longest-running portrait of a real person on U.S. coinage. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 2011 to the right, with the D mint mark just below the date. The 2011 D cent is composed primarily of zinc, 97.5%, with a thin copper plating, 2.5%, a composition adopted in 1982 to reduce production costs, giving the coin a bright copper appearance while keeping it lightweight at 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a plain edge. In terms of production, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these cents in 2011, meaning the coin is not rare, even in uncirculated condition, though collectors often seek high-grade examples, such as MS-66 or MS-67, for registry sets and long-term preservation. While the face value remains 1 cent, the collectible value of an untarnished, well-preserved 2011 D Lincoln Shield cent is usually modest, typically a few cents to a couple of dollars depending on condition, unless it displays an error or variety, such as die cracks, off-center strikes, doubled dies, or plating issues, which can significantly increase its desirability. Historically, this coin represents a transitional era in U.S. coinage, reflecting modern minting technology, cost-saving materials, and a renewed emphasis on symbolic imagery rather than buildings or monuments, while still honoring foundational national ideals through its inscriptions: faith, in God we trust, freedom, liberty, unity, E pluribus unum, and national identity, United States of America. For collectors, the 2011 D uncirculated cent is often kept as part of date and mint mark sets, Lincoln cent albums, or modern U.S. coin-type collections, and while it may not be financially valuable on its own, it holds educational, historical, and patriotic significance as a small but meaningful artifact of early 21st century American coinage. Next top. The United States of America 1-cent coin dated 2014, commonly called the 2014 Lincoln cent, and described as untilled, generally understood to mean uncirculated, is a modern U.S. coin that represents both continuity and quiet change in American coinage, carrying forward traditions that began more than a century earlier. The obverse features the enduring right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making it the longest-running portrait of a real historical figure on any circulating U.S. coin. Surrounding Lincoln's image are the core national inscriptions, "In God We Trust" arched across the top, reflecting the country's spiritual and cultural heritage, "Liberty" to the left of the portrait, symbolizing personal freedom and democratic ideals, and the date 2014 to the right, marking the year of issue. Depending on where the coin was struck, it may show no mint mark, Philadelphia, or a D mint mark, Denver, while San Francisco produced proof versions for collectors only. The reverse side belongs to the Union Shield design, introduced in 2010, which replaced the Lincoln Memorial and represents Lincoln's preservation of the Union during the Civil War. The shield is composed of vertical stripes joined by a horizontal bar, symbolizing the unity of the states under a single federal government. Across the shield runs a banner inscribed E pluribus unum, the Latin motto meaning out of many, one, reinforcing the idea of national unity despite diversity, while United States of America appears prominently at the top and 1 cent at the bottom, clearly stating the coin's denomination. The 2014 1-cent coin is made from a zinc core, 97.5%, with a thin copper plating, 2.5%, a composition used since 1982 to reduce production costs, giving the coin its familiar copper color while keeping its weight at 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a smooth, plain edge. As an uncirculated coin, it retains its original mint luster, sharper details in Lincoln's hair and coat, crisp lettering, and minimal surface wear, making it more visually appealing and collectible than coins that have passed through everyday circulation. In terms of mintage, the 2014 Lincoln cent was produced in very large quantities, numbering in the billions across all mints, meaning it is not rare. However, collectors still value clean, high-grade examples for albums, rolls, and certified grading sets, especially those graded mint state, MS65 and above. While its monetary value usually remains close to face value unless it is in exceptional condition or certified by a grading service, the coin can become significantly more valuable if it exhibits mint errors or varieties, such as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or plating flaws. Beyond its modest economic worth, the 2014 1-cent coin holds strong historical, cultural, and symbolic importance, reflecting modern U.S. minting practices, cost-efficient materials, and timeless national values expressed through its inscriptions, faith, liberty, unity, and identity, making it a meaningful artifact of early 21st century America and a small but enduring link between the nation's past and present for collectors, students, and history enthusiasts alike. Next top. The United States of America 1-cent coin dated 2016 with the D mint mark is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, one of the most iconic and continuously produced coins in U.S. history, first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and by 2016 it had already been in circulation for more than a century, making it deeply familiar to everyday Americans as well as highly studied by collectors and historians. The 2016 D cent was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark on the obverse front of the coin, just below the date, and it was produced in very large quantities primarily for circulation, meaning it was intended for daily use rather than as a commemorative or proof coin. Though uncirculated examples are still collected, the obverse design features a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB appear discreetly on the coin, and above Lincoln's head is the national motto "In God We Trust," which became mandatory on U.S. coins in the mid-20th century and reflects a historical blend of religion, patriotism, and American identity, while to the left of Lincoln's profile appears the word liberty, symbolizing the foundational American ideal of personal freedom, democracy, and civil rights, and to the right is the date 2016 along with the D mint mark, identifying the coin's year and place of production. The reverse back design of the 2016 cent shows the Union Shield, introduced in 2010, which represents the preservation of the United States as a single nation under one federal government, with the shield's vertical stripes symbolizing the states joined together and the horizontal bar at the top representing Congress, holding them in unity, and across the shield is a banner with the denomination 1 cent, while above it appears the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase that powerfully reflects the idea of many states and peoples forming a single nation. Encircling the reverse is the inscription United States of America, clearly identifying the issuing country, and together these inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and "E pluribus unum," form a philosophical trio that has appeared on U.S. coinage for generations, representing faith, freedom, and unity. In terms of composition, the 2016 D Lincoln cent is made primarily of 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper plating. A change that began in 1982 due to rising copper prices, giving the coin its traditional copper appearance while keeping production costs lower. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, a weight of 2.5 grams, and a plain edge with no reading, consistent with modern Lincoln cents. From a collecting standpoint, most 2016 D cents are worth face value in circulated condition because of their high mintage, but uncirculated examples, especially those with strong luster and no visible marks, can be worth slightly more to collectors, and coins with errors or varieties, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies, can command higher prices depending on rarity and condition. Historically, the 2016 D-cent represents a period when the future of the penny was actively debated in the United States due to its low purchasing power and production cost, yet it continued to be minted as a symbol of tradition, continuity, and national identity. Overall, the 2016 D United States 1-cent coin stands as a modern example of a deeply historical denomination, combining classic symbolism, enduring national mottos, and practical everyday use, while quietly carrying over a century of American political, cultural, and artistic heritage in a small, simple piece of copper-colored coinage. Next top. The United States of America 1-cent coin dated 2018 with the D mint mark is a modern issue of the famous Lincoln cent, a denomination that has been continuously produced since 1909 and remains one of the most recognizable symbols of everyday American money, and the 2018 D cent was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small letter D placed just below the date on the obverse of the coin. This coin was produced primarily for general circulation, meaning it was intended for daily transactions rather than as a commemorative or special collector's piece, although millions of people save uncirculated examples as part of date and mint collections. The obverse, front, of the coin features the enduring right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials appear subtly on the design, and above Lincoln's head is the national motto "In God We Trust," a phrase that reflects the historical role of religious belief and moral values in American public life and has been required on U.S. coinage since the 1950s, while to the left of Lincoln's portrait is the word liberty, a powerful and foundational concept in American history symbolizing freedom, independence, and the democratic ideals upon which the nation was founded, and to the right of the portrait is the date 2018 along with the Denver D mint mark, clearly identifying when and where the coin was produced. The reverse, back, of the 2018 1-cent coin displays the Union Shield design, which was introduced in 2010 and continues to be used today, symbolizing the strength and unity of the United States as a single nation composed of many states, with the shield's vertical stripes representing the individual states joined together and the horizontal bar at the top symbolizing Congress holding them in unity, and across the shield runs a banner bearing the denomination 1 cent, while above the shield is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase that perfectly captures the idea of diverse states, cultures, and people forming one nation. Surrounding the reverse design is the inscription United States of America, clearly identifying the issuing country and reinforcing national identity. The 2018 D Lincoln cent is composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper plating, a composition used since 1982 that preserves the traditional copper appearance while keeping production costs lower. In the coin measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, weighs 2.5 grams, and has a plain edge with no reading. From a numismatic perspective, the 2018 D cent is generally worth 1 cent in circulated condition due to its large production numbers, but uncirculated examples, especially those with strong luster, clean surfaces, and sharp details, may carry a small premium among collectors, and coins exhibiting mint errors or varieties, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or doubling, can be significantly more valuable depending on rarity and condition. Historically, the 2018 D penny belongs to a period when the continued use of the 1-cent coin was frequently debated in the United States due to inflation and production costs, yet it remained in circulation because of tradition, public familiarity, and its symbolic importance, and as such, the 2018 D United States 1-cent coin stands as a modern representation of American continuity, combining classic national mottos, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and E pluribus unum, with a design that reflects unity, democracy, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, all contained within a small but historically rich piece of everyday coinage.